Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. In today's video, I am playing with some of my favorite stamps from the newest release, the Enchanted Woods release. I am using the Oh Happy Day and Thinking Tree stamp sets to create window cards. These stamp sets are perfect for creating these unique style of cards. This is the Oh Happy Day stamp set, and it has this unique die that cuts the largest image out on 3 of the 4 sides, and so I'm going to use that as the front of my card. Here you can see all the images stamped out, and I'm going to go ahead and die cut this out so you can see what I'm talking about and how it cuts only on that other side, leaving the right hand side completely straight. So here they are all colored out, and if you would like to know what markers I used, here they are. You can pause it right now and see the exact Copic colors that I used to color out my images. And then it's time to put our card together. I have a window sheet here that measures 5 1/4 by 11. I scored it at 4 inches and 8 inches, and that's going to leave me with this flap right here that's not quite the full size of the card, but I'm going to use that to my advantage on this card right here. So I'm going to take this stump image and trim down the little bit that hangs off, so this will fit nicely on my card. I'm going to glue this to that inside 3-inch panel on my window sheet card, and it's going to hang off the top and the bottom just a tiny bit. So I scooted it all the way to the top and just trim off that little, it's tiny, tiny little bit. And I'm just making sure that this is flush with the edge or the crease of that panel. Next, I'm going to die cut a second piece with no stamping, and that's because this stump panel that I glued in has been Copic colored, as you can see there. So the back side of it is not especially appealing to look at. So when I die cut out the second piece, it's just to hide that, kind of sandwiches them together, and it gives it a really nice finished off look. So next I'm going to take the little frog and I'm going to stick that down on the front window sheet so it appears to be sitting on that stump, but really it's kind of floating in air. So when you open the card, it's like the frog has jumped off the stump, right? So I backed that with a plain die cut as well, so you can't see the coloring, and I'm loving how that looks. Now, to go with the inside flap there being smaller, you could trim it down, but I thought I'm going to have my sentiment hang off that panel. So it's half on and half off the seam of that inside window sheet panel. And now the coloring doesn't show through to the other side on this one, but because it hangs halfway on and halfway off, sandwiching it on is going to help secure it. Now I want to create a background for that back panel of the window card. So I have a piece of cardstock that is 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I'm going to use the Puffy Cloud stencil to create a cloudy sky. I'm using dewdrop ink and a blending style brush. Now with this stencil, there are slimline sides and there are A2 sides, so I'm just going to use the A2 sides, although you could use the slimline side. But I really can get 4 different looks because I can flip the die over and stencil from the back side, reversing the way the clouds go. So that's what I did because I only needed like 4 or 5 rows of clouds. So once I have that all stenciled in place, I'm going to just clean off the ink left on my brush at the bottom layer of clouds, and then I can do my grass. So I'm using this slimline grass stencil, and I am doing 1 layer of grass here and using moss ink. So it's a pretty dark ink, and I'm going to concentrate the darkest part of the ink at the top of the grass and kind of let it fade out at the bottom. So I think this is a really simple and a really fun background for this image, the stump image. And also I wanted to point out that around the die cut edge of my stump, I used a really light, I think BG10 marker to go around the white die cut. So when it's not so stark white against that cloudy background, and I really like that added touch. So next I'm going to add in the little tiny pieces. I put 1B on the front cover, and I did this little flower so that it is on the back layer, but I wanted it to show around the edge of that stump, so I decided to kind of line it up with the stump and then close my card, and it would land right where I wanted. Next, I have this little tiny rock. There's actually two other rocks in the stamp set that do not have dies because they're so teeny tiny. They're ones you could just stamp and color in. And then I have this cute little snail peeking out from behind the flower to go on the other side. I have a little bit of green ink smudging on my clouds because I did not clean off my glass mat whenever I did the stenciling for the grass. So when I flipped that panel over to put glue on it, I picked up some green ink. So sad. I actually just used my sanding eraser and I really minimized the look of that. So nothing is ruined completely. Next, I am stamping some extra bees on that very background panel, and I will color those in so they match the bee on the front cover. And then there's a little stamp. This also does not have a die. That is the flight trail for the bees. So I'm going to stamp those there, and I'm even going to stamp one for the bee on the cover, just like that. Loving how this is coming together. I love all the layers and that there's something special on each of them. But now we need to add a card base. So this card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm gluing that down, and it's going to give this card a little white border all the way around. Now, when this card is all said and done, I feel like I could have added another layer of grass. When it's all shut, I feel like the grass should show up higher. So I learned from that, and we're going to move on to card number 2 using the Thinking Tree stamp set. This has got a large focal image of a tree very similar to that of the stump from the first card. We also have a gnome, a little bird, which is so cute, and I love the little worm, some butterflies, and there's extra pieces to stamp in the treetop and the grass, so you can extend the tree and make the treetop taller or the grass go down farther. So really you can adapt this to fit on any size of card. So there I showed it to you stamped out. Here it is all colored. I use the same kind of colors of markers that I used on the first card, but I will show them to you here. So if you want to take a closer look at them, you can. And I just love coloring this. It was so much fun. So here I'm showing you how the die works. You see how there's more tree at the top and more grass at the bottom? That's so you can personalize it to fit your card. So let me show you how I did that to fit my A7 size card. I'm going to trim this down so that it is 5 by 7. And I'm going to trim off the side a little bit as well eventually. But here you can see it's still attached to my paper. So what I need to do is just come in and trim around this. I'm going to kind of do like a puffy rounded tree-like shape and a little bumpy hill-like shape at the bottom. So easy to do. Okay, now it's time to create the background for this card. I have a 5 by 7 piece of white cardstock, and again, I'm using the Puffy Cloud stencil. Now, I got a little smarter this time and pulled out this magnetic tool from Tonic. It was a gift from a friend, and wow, this made it so much easier for me to stencil. The magnets are holding that stencil down, and I'm able to easily now fill in that cloudy area. You can see I'm using my brush there at the bottom, just whatever ink is left on it, so it's not so stark white there. Oh, I guess I decided I needed a little more ink. Okay, now to do the grass. I laid my tree there so I could figure out how tall I wanted the grass to be, and I'm going to use 2 layers. So for my first layer, I'm going to go in with a light hand. I'm actually only going to use the moss ink. So the first layer is going to be with a light hand, and then I can bring the same stencil back, flipping it over. I guess I didn't flip it over. I'm pretty sure I did. I cleaned it off and flipped it over. Did the second layer of grass with a darker layer with more ink, and it turned out just how I wanted. Okay, so now I am taking a window sheet. I put the measurements on there, 5 1/2 by 7, and scored it at 5 inches. So I have that 1/2 inch flap that I am now putting double stick tape on. I put it on both sides. I'm going to take this sticky tape off of the one that's the kind of the inside, and I'm going to wrap this around my card, fold it around my card, and adhere that flap to the back of this background panel. We want to hide that flap, so I will put a back piece on this one as well. You'll see it all come together. So now that's in place, I can now add my treetop. So I'm gluing it down, but I'm going to tell you, you should do the next step before you glue it down, okay? You'll see. You'll see what I mean. Okay, that's glued in place. I need a background piece for this, and I want it to line up with the one I already made, but I stuck it down. So I am lining up the die and the tree, and I have a piece of white paper on the inside, and I'm just going to slip my pencil in there and make some marks so I know where to do this. But had I not glued it on, I could have laid that tree that I die cut onto my white paper and done this step a lot more easily because it would be free to trace around. You know what I mean? So trace around it if you're going to back your tree, which I highly recommend because it makes it just a lot more clean and polished and finished off. And so now I die cut that. I needed to follow my cutting at the top and the bottom. So I'm tracing it again. I'm not really tracing it, I'm just eyeballing it. But anyways, I was able to make this fit behind the tree to cover up that Copic coloring. So it's nice and finished off on the inside, which I really like. The one thing you want to remember when you're gluing all these pieces together, you kind of need a gap between whatever is glued on the inside, like what I'm gluing down right now, and my background. Because if you put this right in the crack of that window sheet, your card is not gonna close. It needs to have a little tiny bit of space, room to breathe and room to bend. Like stretchy pants, kind of. All right, so I added the gnome, so he kind of looks like he's peeking out from behind the tree. I gave him a little friend, the worm, and then I attached the saying to the front of the card and the bird to the front of the card. I think that bird is so darling. And again, they're getting some pieces on the back just to continue on with that finished off look. And then I have still 2 butterflies I'm going to add to this card. There is one other flower. It's just a flower. It doesn't have a stem or anything. I didn't actually end up using the flower on this card. I'm not sure why. And then, like I said, there's other little leafy bunches you can use if you want to extend this treetop to fit a slimline card and you just color to fill it in. But there's those little stamps you can stamp to make it look more leafy. So that's really cool that they have those added features in this stamp set. So here's the back panel, again, 5 by 7 inches, sandwiching that over the top of that little window sheet strip or flap that is attaching that window sheet to the front of the card. But there I have a nice window so you can kind of see what's going on the inside. And if you're writing on these cards, I think the back of the tree, the white panel, or the back of the stump is a really good place to write a message on, or even the complete back side of the card. So there's some tips from me on making some window sheet cards. I think these turned out so cute. They're some of my favorites, and I just love these stamp sets from the newest Enchanted Woods release from Trinity Stamps. So I hope you enjoyed them. Maybe you'll, pull out what you have and try some window sheet cards. They're really fun. I thank you so much for watching. You can find all the supplies I used listed for you below. If you like more inspiration from Trinity Stamps, come find us on Instagram and Facebook too. And I'll see you guys very soon on the next video. Happy stamping! Bye!